Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. And welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports Fear Bunker North studio. Again, a change made. I have adjusted my setup here after numerous complaints and insults about the quality of the previous setup, with the camera being at an abnormally close distance. So you know what I had to do here, what was keeping me from changing that was because what that meant was I have to go out to the shed and get this rickety card table that I'm on right now, set it up in here, unhook everything, reset it up, and there is nothing in this process that is quick. Even just turning on the computer and getting an internet connection is 10 minutes. So it slowed me down to an unbelievable level. I'm not bummed out about it. I'm actually quite happy. It looks better than being up close like the way it was before, and the lighting's a little bit better now. Okay, whatever. And that, honestly, you know what makes me uncomfortable is knowing that you don't like something. Like, if you're not comfortable with something, I'm like, God, that fucking bugs me. They're right. So I'm like, shit, I got to do something. So I hooked all this shit up again, and away we go. You know what stuck with me is somebody had made the comment, I think it was Jen VO. She said, is there an earthquake going on? Because this camera is set up in a way that if I make any movement whatsoever, the thing moves like crazy. So I'm trying to be careful and not make any commotion in order to mess that up for you. I just want you happy. That's all there is to it. I don't know if you can see O'Neill. You can see O'Neill's eye behind me. Kenny said, I think everyone just pointed it out, but Corey was the only one who said he didn't like it right. I don't remember. You know, who knows? But it was bugging me, too, to be honest with you. So, you know, I'm just glad to be here. I'm lucky. I am goddamn lucky to be able to do this. So thank you so much for checking it out and being part of it. Romeo Sierra says, don't forget to hit publish today, you rube. Yeah, I did that on the Patreon. And you know why that happened? A 30, 40-minute piece of audio that when I'm at home on the setup that I have at home, you upload it and it's, 30 seconds tops that's available to be published. So how I go about not hitting publish when I'm at home is ridiculous. But when I'm here, that short of a piece of audio being posted with this setup, it's like 10 to 15 minutes. So then I'll upload it, and then I'll forget about it. And then the next thing I know, I'm getting a text from somebody or a message on the app saying, hey, dickhead, you forgot to hit publish again. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm such an asshole. Why do you guys put up with this? So that's definitely my fault. Definitely my fault. So the neighborhood is gearing up for the big fantasy football season. Now, we did fantasy football as a show and an audience one time, and I wasn't that into it, And we had a lot of people on it, so it kind of made a difference. But so my sweet neighbor, Kelly, part of the mom squad, last year, she said, "Do you want to participate in this year's neighborhood fantasy football league?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure." And she goes, "Okay, so the draft is on this day." And then I forgot about it. So they're getting ready to draft the teams. There was a big cookout. All the neighborhood people were there, and their wives and their husbands and kids. And I get a text from my neighbor, and she says, "Hey, are you coming over?" And I'm like, "For what?" Oh my God. So I didn't have any idea. Wandered through the backyard. And I immediately started making my draft picks. Well, these guys that are there, they have like 2-3 laptops open, and they're like researching players and I don't know why they even do that. All I did was, for each position that I needed to draft, it ranks them. It gives you the best available at the top of the list. So whoever was the best available, I just picked them. I didn't give a shit. People are pondering, and they're like sweating it out, and they're thinking, and they're making phone calls, and they're all, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, hey, this guy looks good." And I draft. Well, I had a great year. And part of the reason why I had a great year was because I had several Detroit Lions. I forget. I had that David Montgomery, and I had what's his name? The quarterback, Goff. Corey says 3 laptops. Losers don't know how browser tabs work. It's a joke, Corey. Corey, you're already on my last nerve. Just shut up and quit trying to be funny. Okay? Justin, that's all. The only thing you have to do, really, is not do your job and listen. Resist the urge to comment, you stupid fucking bastard. God damn it. So most of the year, I was in first place, kicking ass. And then I made it to the championship game, and my other neighbor beat my ass. Ah, shit. That was it. So this year I'm ready. I'm excited. Am I going to do anything different? No. Not at all. Word came down through the commissioner. That would be my neighbor, Kelly. She said, this year we are... I don't know what the fuck that noise is. I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, I think you can. Driving me nuts. We're doing a damn combine. I'm like, what the fuck is a combine? What the fuck do you mean, a combine? This is what she writes. You have to do a flip cup, either beverage of your choice. I think I know what that is. Make a free throw. Sink a putt, make a cornhole, and run a lap around the cul-de-sac. Fastest person gets to pick their draft position, and so forth. My comment was, so look, I'm texting this to the group. I am 1 year away from being closer to 60 than 50. If I'm faster than anyone, you will never hear the end of it. I like how Kenny pointed out that static sounded like Yar's Revenge on Atari. You're absolutely right. I remember that noise. What a stupid game. But man, at the time were like, this is the greatest video game that has ever existed. I've got an example of what it may look like with our gauntlet that I have to participate in. I can't imagine me doing this. Oh, my God. Hopefully it won't blow your ears out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nailed it. There, nailed it.
All right.
That's good. That worked out. I'm glad I showed this. This is a perfect example of what can happen when you have satellite internet and you're just asking it to do too much. It's like that car you had when you were in high school that's screaming at you to stop it.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, yeah.
Run.
Oh, yeah. He's burning, bro.
I like the concept, but I'm reasonably concerned about injuring myself. I might be better off just accepting that I'm going to pick last. In fact, at last year's draft, I picked last and did fairly well. Like I said, I went to the championship game. Okay, so these are all families where the ladies and the gentlemen, they're all in their 30s. Some might be in their 40s. But for the most part, I could be the father of some of these people. Some might even be in their late 20s. Mike says, is your internet HughesNet? Yes, it's garbage, but it's the best you can get. They need to develop something better. My God, I can't take it. I'm the guy who I'm trying in the neighborhood just to avoid any preconceived notions that I'm like a creepy old man based on my appearance alone. I go out of my way when I'm taking my walk through the neighborhood to 100% try to avoid saying hi to people. Especially if there's kids. If I say hi to the kid, hey guys, how you doing? They're going to think that I'm a creep. So I intentionally avoid those interactions. Now, if I see a neighbor I know, hey, how you doing? But because too often, old bastards like me, the first thing they're going to think is, oh, yeah, there's a child molester right there, and he's walking around my neighborhood. I don't want that. You know, I'm pretty close to being get off my lawn guy. So I don't know. I mean, that's something that's definitely a concern of mine. The draft is coming up near the end of August. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be good. $50 a pop. I think I made because I got most regular season points. So I made $250 off that. I think I made $350 because I was a runner-up in the championship game. I know I'm not going to, believe me, I'm not going to go down the road of, okay, these are my picks and all that shit. Because that's nonsense. Tyler says fantasy football's 99% luck and 1% common sense. Picking first or last doesn't matter. You're absolutely right on with that. Aram says Adidas jumpsuit is cool. Okay. Yes, I might walk around in an Adidas jumpsuit, but to me, that doesn't help. Bob says the only person in my neighborhood I talk to is the old lady in her 90s next door. Why? What's the matter with you? You some kind of introvert? You talk a lot here. Okay. Well, anyway, that's top of mind for me. Outside of that, it seems like more and more people are starting to go down the road of Trump conspiracy theory in the attempted assassination. I heard on my way into the radio station this morning, there's another radio station in town, KLT, Omelet and Finster. And when I turned it on, this is right out of the gate. The first thing, because they go on a half an hour before I go on. Right out of the gate, they like, hey, 97 KLT, Omelet and Finster. And I turned it on right when they were getting started. And the lady who does the news, her name is Mary. Somehow she got it stuck in her craw that it's a good idea to bring up politics and the assassination attempt. Now, most radio stations will not do this. It's just risky. Rebecca says Terry Ray, KLT. Yes, she's on at 10. So, Omelet on the show is trying to get her to stop politely. Mary is going on and on about whatever. Whatever she got out of this. I mean, she's the one that I'm telling you. Like when I said I will understand, I will be respectful of people who think that there was an assassination plot with more than one person involved, a conspiracy theory. I actually do understand why they would do that. I'm not going to go so far as to assume that. Not yet, at least. I guess it's possible, but I don't really believe that. Not right now, but maybe that makes me an idiot. I don't know. But the point is, she's like wound up and she's discussing it. And Omelet guy is like, boy. And all he wants to do is take requests. Because from 5:30 to 6, you can call up and get somebody to play your fucking song or some shit. So he's trying to like smooth this over as best he can. Understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, not really get into it. And the other dude, whose name is Finster, he used to do mornings in the same spot I used to do on the station that I'm on right now. He's not saying a word. And out of the blue, he goes, hey, let's take some requests. And then Omelet goes, why? What we're doing right now is more interesting than playing any song. And I'm like, I don't know if I would have said that, because your show they play a lot of music. So what you're saying there is, this is the most interesting thing we could possibly do right now. And then the next question is, well, then why don't you do it all the time? And then it gets weird. So I don't know if I would have said that. Time passes. They finally agree to take a call. Caller calls up and says, hey, can you play Fleetwood Mac Lies? Because you're talking politicians and it's perfect tie-in. Omelet goes, well, I don't know if we play any Fleetwood Mac. And it's like, yeah, that's light rock. We don't play light rock. We play heavy rock. Who am I to judge? I will say this. He is right. Because had they just been playing requests, I wouldn't be here talking about the shit that went down there, which probably is not going to happen again. You know how it is. You talk politics on radio. Nobody has the nerve to talk any politics on radio. I give the chick there all the credit in the world. I give Omelet some credit for keeping it going to some degree. Finster's like, no way, man. We can't talk about this. It's like, fucking why, you assholes? Get after it. Will I on my radio show? Fuck no. You fuck that. There is no fucking way. Why, Easy? Why would you not do that? Because I don't call the shots. All right? I'm not the one making the decisions. I've got marching orders. Here, not so much. You can talk about whatever the fuck I want. No problem at all. Fucking hey, talk about it all goddamn day. Who gives a shit? Chris says political hot takes with omelet and hamster in the morning. No. It's Finster, goddammit. It's a legendary duo. They're a staple in Traverse City. I think my station gets in to some degree where they are. So we do share some audience. But hey, all right. So that's kind of what went on this morning. It's found it interesting to listen to the local radio station. I might have to call into those guys. If you're enjoying the show on Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to cut you loose now. Thank you so much. The whole show is available on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Follow me there or download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live, all one word, and off you go. The audio of this podcast, of this video, I should say, becomes the podcast wherever you download shows. I prefer Apple Podcasts. Please subscribe, rate, and review. I haven't looked at my reviews in a while. That might be something for an upcoming show. Aram has a question. EZ, whatever happened to Jerry Barnaby? It's a wonderful question. I don't know. I saw him a few times after he got out of the game. And he was notorious, Barnaby, working at our sister station back in the day. He was kind of like a really laid back kind of hippie, and he would not wear underwear. And we knew this because in the staff meetings, we'd be sitting across from him, kind of like you could see he's sitting there. And if you were at the right angle, you could see his scrotum. Like his balls were actually hanging out, his ball meat. And famous moment, I don't have it anymore, but one of us used a camera on a cell phone and got a grainy, shitty-looking picture of his actual balls sticking out. It was fantastic. I haven't heard what's going on with Barnaby in quite some time. He's a nice guy. A little bit of a hippie, but whatever. Rebecca says gross. Oh, come on now. Balls are beautiful. I've been itching mine all day. Hang on a second. There's a fly, and I can't stand to watch it live free, so it's got to go. Fucking bastard. I have killed probably 200 flies. I wouldn't be surprised if there's fly eggs in my nose right now. Jeremy, before I cut everybody loose on Facebook and YouTube, Jeremy writes, according to Reddit, Greg got fussy with Kelly during the game they played called It's My List. And that might be the best thing on that show this month. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. I'll check it out. Bob says he was also fussy with Maitland. Now, what do you mean by that? I mean, I know what Greg sounds like when he's fussy, and I know what he sounds like when he's kidding. To me, fussy is when he got pissed off at Kelly and said, what did he say? I'll be happy to talk about it later. Chris says, I don't think you're on YouTube, Easy. Really? I gotta see. Oh, you're right. I'm not. What an idiot. Thank you for that. Okay. Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. We are skipping Ben and Eric this week because of obviously technical things. I'm barely able to get this one out. But Jeremy says I'll have to listen later. I'll clip it for you. Yeah, that or just give me a timestamp. Totally cool. Appreciate that. Matt H. says, LOL, balls are beautiful. New easy show tagline. Hey, it's your old pal Eric Zane for my new favorite sponsor, Mint Mobile. MintMobile.com. MintMobile.com. What's up? How does this work? Well, you keep your phone, you keep your number, and you get everything on your phone that you're used to, except you pay incredibly less for it. It's that simple. Pick a plan, any plan, and off you go. You can even get a new phone if you like with the service. That's totally up to you. This is one of the most versatile, easy things in the world when it comes to cell phones. How often are you looking at your cell phone bill with whoever and you're like, my God, this has gotten out of hand. This is like a living, breathing entity that I don't want any part of. It's time to make the switch to Mint Mobile. More Americans are doing this than ever before. In fact, U.S. News and World Reports called them the best cell phone plans around. Wired recommends them. The New York Times Wirecutter did a best cell phone plans article on them. Incredible. So many people are talking about Mint Mobile. I want you to check this out for yourself. Go to mintmobile.com and see what I'm talking about. You're going to see that it's basically the same damn thing that I talked about. Keep your phone, keep your number. You're just going to pick a plan, boom, pay for it, and you're in business. All the details are at mintmobile.com. But I'm telling you, I just made the switch, and I'm saving hundreds of dollars on my cell phone bill. Check it out online, mintmobile.com. I need to give you a little bit of background about Matt's sweet son. His sweet son is Ben. Matt's a teacher down in I'm not sure what school district he's in, Kalamazoo, Paw Paw, I don't know. But Matt is the next door neighbor of Coleman Lutz. So it was Matt and his family, like I talked about, and Coleman and his family. And so Ben's had his challenges. Big guy's got cerebral palsy, and I believe there is a how do you describe it? Cognitive issue that comes with that, and there's just a couple other things. But he's my buddy, and he sits next to me, and he is the biggest fan of the Dear Meathead segments. And, so I'm sitting there next to him at the race. And one of the things Ben does is, as you're sitting there enjoying the race and you have a conversation with him, and it's totally cool. He's great. And he has this fun thing that he does where if you say something that sticks with him, he's going to repeat it. And Matt just wrote, LOL, balls are beautiful. New easy show tagline. I need to utter something like that out because he'll just, if I say balls are beautiful, he'll go, yeah, balls are beautiful. So I find that to be a goal the next time I hang out with Ben. Because Ben's 15. He's fucking in high school. He should be talking about his balls. Shit like that. Matt says he asks 1,000 questions. So I oftentimes refer to Matt as Matt H. And the kid listens to the show because Dad will play it for him. He especially Dear Meathead. And if I tell if we get to a point where I'm telling people to fuck off, he might not play it. But I say you absolutely should play it in front of him because he's going to go to school and he might tell somebody to go fuck themselves. And I think that's hilarious. Chris says, I thought you were talking about Ben Glaze with the cognitive issues. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the same description at this point. And they both seem to have a really good time with it. Ben is Matt's story. Matt and Nicole had beautiful Ben, like I said, 15 years ago. And so they were struggling to have kids. And then they were doing IVF at about the same time fucking Hot Wings was. And then Ben comes to the world. Well, lo and behold, Ben is in the life with them. And, I think with any young person, you get a certain set of challenges. So parents adapt. And, I mean, when you think about it, for 15 years, you've been caring from a man. You probably can't think about life in any other way. As wonderful as, and with the wonderful nature that Ben, he's the sweetest, kindest, most loving kid in the whole wide world. And not an ounce of aggression in him. He's just really, really cool. But what's crazy about that is, after Ben was born, these two had struggled mightily to have kids. And I said to him, now he has 2 other kids that are younger. I go, so, dude, what's going on there? And he goes, I don't know. The floodgates opened. The floodgates opened at that point. And then, bam, they got their 2 lovely kids, Lucas and Emma, who are just wizards. I love these kids so much. It's fantastic. Matt H. writes, Ben, why did you tell that kid to fuck off? Well, Eric Zane said it was okay, and that's true. The next time you're listening, and Ben, remember, if Dad is in like the gas station right now or pumping gas, and he's listening to this podcast later in the day, and you're in the car right now listening to it, remember, go up to your teacher and tell her to eat your asshole. You got to do that, Ben. So that is a new goal. If you're going to listen to it in front of Ben, I'm going to try to get him to tell his teacher to eat his asshole. Okay. I got to get to some sponsors. Thank you to Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. If you're in the market for fun things, golf carts, go-karts, lawnmowers, motorcycles, ATVs, four-wheelers, you name it, Impact Power Sports in Rockford, Michigan is where you need to go. ImpactPowerSportsMI.com. Thank you so much to the crew over there, Drew and Kathy. They are absolutely fantastic. Good group. And thank you. ImpactPowerSportsMI.com. Tons of fun when you go in there. Just walk in, start to shop. They also have a full service department there that can take care of any equipment that you have that needs to be serviced. ImpactPowerSportsMI.com in Rockford, Michigan. Joe Martinez, A&E Heating and Cooling. The experts over there, Joe and his family, are waiting to hear from you if you have any issues at all when it comes to your furnace or your AC. You're not really worried about your furnace right now, but at the same time, your AC, if anything goes south, keep them in mind. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Lovely, multi-talented Megan. Her fantastic mother, Jamie. Her dad, Eric. And their family friends that are all on board and that are the technicians that make up the number one place to take your car, hybrid, or EV. I know a hybrid and an EV are also cars, but you know what I mean. Gas car, EV car, hybrid car. See how much more clumsy that is? Anyway, Irvine's, ervines.com. Thank you so much. You've got early bird drop-off, late bird pickup. You could, in theory, if this thing is going, like now it's operating right on a Sunday, drop it off, put the keys in the drop box. Call first thing Monday. Yeah, that's mine. Please take a look. You could do it all that way. And then you can, if you need a loaner car, they have loaner cars for you to use so that you can drive around and not have to worry about somebody driving you everywhere. They are awesome. Jeremy says, while you're in Rockford at Impact Power Sports, go pay a visit to Pennywise's Kidnapper. Boy, that story yesterday. God damn, that is gross. Matt H. says, Ben is a fantastic kid. And you are absolutely amazing to him. Thank you. Well, you know what? everybody gets the same treatment from me. If you show me love, you're getting love right back. That's all there is to it. You got great kids. They're easy to talk to. Same thing with Cole's kids. Despite 50% of the time, they get influenced by a fucking retard. I'm just a Chris K says, you mean fiance? Yeah, that's not Pennywise's kidnapper. It's Pennywise's fiance. They're engaged now. You got to get it right. Kenny the Punisher, he wants to get in on that action against Rockford guy. We got to come up with some Kenny the Punisher t-shirts. My God, that would be fantastic. Anybody an artist? Okay. Where are we going now? God, sometimes I wonder. Being that I'm doing the show from up north and different equipment, can't tell you how uncomfortable it makes me. Speaking of uncomfortable, there's a horrible story that we need to get into. You know, I don't shy away from these, but nobody's talking about this fucking story. It happened in, I believe, Springfield, Illinois, where I used to go a couple times a year. What was the name of that fucking radio station again? Anyway, Bobby is there. I think Bobby's there. Bobby's the one who sent this along to me. And Brandis also said, yeah, have you heard about this? And the first I heard about it was this week. So not sure what's going on. No, I am sure what's going on. And I'm going to play you the video accounting of it because they just released the body cam footage. But 2 cops show up at this black lady's home. That's pertinent because it's fucking sounds horrible. It sounds George Floydish. This one, though, I think it might be worse. I think it might be a even more absurd murder case. Because though, what's the name of the guy who killed George Floyd? Derek Chauvin. He put that knee on the guy and he ended up killing him. I think this cop actually, he went in to kill this woman. I can't really explain it. And I don't think that Chauvin said, hey, I'm going to kill this guy right now. I mean, just by the way it looks, it looked like he was trying to restrain him by forcefully putting his knee on his throat. Well, anyway, these 2 cops show up and they're there for some reason. They'll talk about it in the story. And everything's going fine. And the one cop is there and the lady is at her stove. And she's boiling water. And the conversation turns from just normal. And he assumes she's going to throw the water on her. So he pulls his pistol on her. She says something. He says, put your hands up. And then before that, he says, I'll shoot you in the face. And then she's puts her hands up. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then she's standing there. She's freaked out. And then he shoots her in the fucking face. She's dead. Then he turns on his body camera. Which, by the way, I've had it with those goddamn body cameras. They should be where the second you start your shift, they go on. And it records everything. Now, luckily, the bad cop's partner, his body camera was on. The good cop was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes out to get the first aid kit to administer first aid, which didn't work. The other cop, the shooter, he didn't even help her. This is ugly. Rich says, well, he did warn her. Jeremy says the Sonya Massey story is so tragic and heartbreaking. Aram says, why can they turn them off? I don't know. It shouldn't be that way, and I wouldn't be surprised if one day we do get to that point. All right. Once the video was released, CBS Chicago went live with it. So this is that story. In theory. Oh my God. This is killing me. It's so embarrassing. I mean, after all this hype. See, now watch. This is going to take me like 10 minutes to actually get to this. You're seeing what I'm seeing right now. Now, when I started the show, one of the things I did was I started every video, made sure it played. You hit pause. It's good. All you got to do is hit the play button on the video, and it should play. But here we are. Okay, so I'm going to refresh the page, and then probably in 15 minutes, it'll come around to, okay, that's probably what's going to happen. So I don't want to sit here through it all. So Chris says, welcome to intermission. I don't know if I want to do intermission. Maybe I'll go into the detail of this radio station in Springfield, Illinois. This was classic of what can happen. Win some, lose some. We were on in Springfield, Illinois, and the show was doing really well. There was a program director who used to be the program director at the Albany radio station that carried our show. His name was Wes Stiles. Little flaky. Well, he lost his job at Albany. But good news, he's going to Springfield. All right, fine. We know Wes. He's going to run the Springfield radio station. Totally different company. He found a new gig. Time passes, and one day we're on the air, and we start getting messages from people saying, "Hey, you're not on in Springfield. You've been taken off of the air. You've been replaced." And we're like, "What?" Well, this guy Wes, he was the program director. He put himself on the air, and it was such a disaster. This is a perfect example of. No one even told us. That happened so many times where somebody would take us off the air and we wouldn't even get so much as a heads up. There were times when we were off the air on radio stations for significant time and no one said anything. I'll never forget a radio station in Corpus Christi, Texas. They put us on the air, and after a short amount of time, we weren't on the air. Okay, that's unfortunate. Whatever happened. The audience didn't like it. I don't know. But they were so hell-bent on trying to convince, save face with the audience, that they went and produced an ad campaign to run on their own radio station of their Mr. Big Voice guy who's in charge of the production and the imaging and whatnot. And in between the songs, you would hear, "We know we lost our minds by giving you the free beer and hot wings show. This show sucks." It was so incredible. Jesus. They aired that for a significant time on there just to rub our noses in shit. Chris says, it's all good, EZ. We just appreciate you trying to do a show while you're away. Tech stuff happens. Thank you, buddy. Joe Martinez from Corpus Christi. Jeremy says, Springfield was a legacy station, wasn't it? Y'all were on there for 3-4 years, if I remember correctly. It might have been more than that. There's more to that story, which I'll get to in a bit. I think I have this clip now.
Video shows the shooting death of Sonya Massey. The Springfield mother of two called police for help, but a sheriff's deputy shot her in her own home.
The deputy who pulled the trigger is charged with murder. Our Charlie DeMar is here with that shocking video. Charlie.
And Joe and Erica, good evening. President Joe Biden responded to the shooting, saying that Massey should still be here tonight.
Biden's like, I cannot believe you killed Rodney King.
She called 911 to report a prowler near her home. And as you're about to see, the seemingly routine encounter quickly takes a deadly turn. We do want to warn you that this video is hard to watch.
Okay, so it's getting worse as the details that I didn't know, obviously. Hey, there's somebody prowling around. Can you come take a look? The cops come out to take a look.
You called us.
Body camera video shows Sonya Massey opening the door for...
By the way, she opens the door and she said, I didn't want you to hurt me or something like that. And the guy says, why would we hurt you? You called us. You can tell this guy's already a dick.
Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson and his partner earlier this month.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir.
All right. So again, asshole. My God.
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir.
You doing all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure.
My medicine and stuff.
All right.
Once inside her Springfield home, Deputy Grayson asked Massey to check on the stove.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
The situation quickly escalates.
Okay, she's about to get shot.
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I
Rebuke you in the name of
better not. That's where I got shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, back that up. She said something like, I rebuke you in the name of the Lord.
you in the name of Jesus.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I don't know why she said that. Doesn't matter.
Escalates.
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
That's where I got shoot you right in your fucking face.
You better not. I'll shoot you right in the fucking face. So this is all strange. Now he's pulled the pistol.
Massey begins to set down the pot and then can be heard apologizing. Grayson fired 3 times, hitting Massey in the face.
You know, what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to the face.
What made him kill my daughter?
James Wilburn is Massey's father.
A person like that, because of his white privilege, allows him to think he can do something like that and get away with it.
Craig Futterman, founder of the Civil Rights and Police Accountability Project at UChicago, reviewed the body camera video.
Well, first I saw a woman who was clearly a little bit out of sorts, but didn't look and didn't get off in appearance to any reasonable person that she posed a threat of harm.
Grayson is now charged with murder as the Massey family looks for justice and begins to heal.
I think the last words that my daughter said to me was, "Daddy, I love you. I won't see her again. I can't talk to her again. I can't touch her again."
And documents reveal that Deputy Massey has worked for 6 different agencies since 2020. So obviously that video very hard to watch, but the Illinois State Police moving very quickly, bringing charges last week, and again laying out the video today.
Shit. God damn it. I don't even know where to begin. I feel angry. I feel fucking like I want to kill that guy. That's how I feel. Tyler says, sheesh, the other deputy should have shot him in the head right after that. Rich says that cop is so fucked. Well, yeah, rightfully so. Becky says she still had her hospital bracelet on from her admission earlier the same day. He was such an asshole while she was trying to find her discharge paperwork. Kenny says, all right, now I have someone else I need to pay a visit to. That's right. And Tyler says the KTP has another house call to make. Maize and Blue, this is horrible. Chris says, just listening to audio. Were you able to see that? I thought you could see it. I hope you could, unless that's an old comment. I don't know. Becky says prison will take care of this fucker. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Piano Finger Banger writes, the worst part is after asshole cop shoots her, he doesn't even try to render aid. That's right. Asshole cop's partner then says he's going to get the med kit, but asshole cop tells him it's not worth it because she was shot in the face. I guess when it comes to determining if a person is worthy of being a police officer, how can you not, if you're in the part of the hiring process, how are you not able to determine that someone is bad for the force? I don't get it. So many people need to pay the price for this. I mean, this is just fucking terrible. Asshole of the day, asshole cop. Apparently it was because she threatened to throw boiling water on him. No. She did not. She did not threaten to boil water on him at all. She was taking the hot water off of the stove, and then he said something. And while she has it in her hand, she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Why? I don't know. And then she said it twice. And then he said, you better not, or I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face. And that freaked her out. She put the water down and she put her hands up, both of them. And then he shot her in the face. I don't give a shit if she says, I'm hankering for a hunk of cheese or something that's even more crazy. You can't just go and shoot lady. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.